Hello to all of my subscribers. If you aren't a subscriber, please subscribe to this channel. My name is Brett with Anvill Music and Media, and I'm going to take the vulnerable approach today. I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit. So if you want to join and hang in there with me, please do. I have come to sort of a crossroads with this channel. Now, I'm not going to, and my purpose is not to alienate you all who have decided to join me on this journey. This journey for me has been about 4 to 5 years on YouTube as a content creator. I've been in the space of tech, even though literally tech to me is sort of joins with the forces of music production, and that you see me in the studio now. That's where I pretty much do all of my work. All of my videos are shot. But this is sort of a deep dive into my journey as a YouTuber, as a content creator. And I thought I just might share, just kind of remove the curtain back a little bit and show you some things and kind of talk to you some things about my journey and how I started. Now, I started this journey, like I said, about 4 to 5 years ago. It wasn't 45 years ago. Oh gosh. And if you look back at my first video, I've teased in the past on one of my lives, I've teased to people and I've said, well, see if you can find my first video, and somebody found it. Well, my very first video, I had on a red shirt, I think it was. And I was talking about something about Apple. How can Apple help you with it? I don't even know. I need to go back and look, but it was a horrible video. I just decided to take this journey, right? And so what happened was I just started recording videos on my iPhone because I had a passion to add video to my community. There are a lot of tech people out there that do amazing work, do amazing jobs. And that was 4 to 5 years ago, and technology has grown and has begun to evolve since then, even then. So I would do that for maybe about 2 years. I was getting pretty good, like sort of experimenting. Didn't really know what I was doing, right? I just didn't know what I was doing. But I guess really the whole reason for me doing this video is to kind of show you like this stuff can be done, and I want to show like the human side of like this is who I am. I really think that in this age of AI technology and innovation, what's happening is we're moving away from the human element of things, and we have to really sort of return back to being a person again. Like, yes, I can sneeze. If you hear me cough, it's real. It's authentic. So that's, to me, those are the channels that are going to, they're going to outlast all of the AI that has pretty much infiltrated the community in which we sort of serve, called YouTube. So all that being said, I continue to do videos, video after video. So I started to see my channel sort of grow, and I'm not like the biggest channel, right? Like I've done Apple products, right? And I'm getting to my point. So, but I want to kind of like lay the groundwork of where I was and where I am now. And at the time I was releasing a video probably every week. And I reached a point where, I really need to transition into something else. So that was my first brick wall that I hit, right? Like, I don't know if it was burnout. I'm not sure even to this moment. I think maybe, I don't know if I ran out of ideas, but I didn't really quite have a purpose or a vision, right? So then I took a little break. It was maybe about 4 or 5 months. Then I started getting back into it. 5 months later, I was introduced to shorts. I started releasing shorts. I saw my numbers go back up. And here's the thing, guys, like I'm really a numbers guy. I love numbers. I don't necessarily like numbers in the way you think I do. I like to look and see, like I'm an input output guy, like 2 + 2 = 4, add 5, subtract 3. What's the number? What's the answer? You don't have to answer that. But I'm saying to you that I'm not chasing numbers. I'm just a numbers person. So I like to see, how many people and watch the video, the demographics, so forth and so on. So in dealing with shorts was kind of a thing that I introduced myself to. I got into, started releasing shorts about 1 to 2 years into this journey. And then came the transition to lives. Now, lives are probably the single lives are probably the single most important transition that or the single most important decision that I made in my YouTube journey. Now, what Lives did is it gave me the confidence to be able to talk, not just in front of a camera, but to a live audience, right? I could have live interaction. And I did that for about 6 to 8 months. I started, probably 2 years ago or maybe a year ago, and I would come on live. And this was probably my best time, right? Being able to interact with my subscribers and those who didn't know me at all. Like some of you may be watching for the first time now, subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button so you can get notifications, all that. But with Lives, it was just a great time. I encountered a great community. We talked about AI innovation. We talked about the future of AI, what it looks like. I'd love to hear your comments of, if you are a part of this community. It was a small community, but we were able to really kind of just dive into different topics. And, during this time, I was subscribed to several newsletters with AI, I think like DeepSeek information and all of these other things. I was gathering knowledge, and it was just a great time, right? And then my second brick wall hit, right? And that's for me to even say that is like, this it's a hard thing to be transparent and vulnerable, because when you're on this journey, it's not you're not necessarily knowing what is going to be behind door number 3, right? You're just kind of doing it and getting better, and it's all cumulative. Like you're learning and you're constantly getting better and better. And Lives, like I said, it allowed me to be able to learn how to put my words together, make sentences that did not say the word which I just did. But you know what I'm saying? The main thing for me was to make sure that I was growing in some type of capacity in front of the camera as a content creator. So through that, I reached a certain point. I reached to a certain ceiling. And I really honestly think that for me, that ceiling was I was not gathering, or I had stopped learning, right? So when you stop learning, you don't have any value, because all the value is tied to what you're excited about and what you're learning. And for me, it was AI. It was brand new, well, new to me, right? AI has been around for 20 years. It's another video for another time. But for me, it was an experience for me to say, this is something that I know that I can share with my community. We can dive in deeper and deeper into. And I did that for about 8 months. It was like, and some of my subscribers, you guys will know, leave in the comments if you're a part of the live crew. We would come on Tuesdays and Fridays, and then I just, I sort of wavered away from that sort of thing. And now I am actually back. I'm not sure, where this journey is going to go. I think for me, it's good for me to be in front of the camera to show you, yes, I'm here. Those who have asked, and many of you who are a part of the lives, you've been asking, like, when are the lives coming back? I promise you they are coming back, but I'm just in the middle of brainstorming and making sure that, I have, with my community, I'm still adding value. And if I don't feel like I'm going to be adding value, I just don't get on camera. It's no point in doing that, because I'm just wasting time. But I hope you guys are enjoying this so far about me talking about my journey. I just wanted to kind of give you a little, probably a little sneak peek into where I am now. So the transition now for me, it's super exciting. I am actually in the middle of merging my tech half with my music production half, and we're going to make a whole lot of this thing. That is what is going on now. I'm going to be releasing a lot more production videos. You're going to get a lot of different sort of podcast style interviews. I've got friends who are producers who have a wealth of knowledge. And if you're not even a music person, or if you just love music and you're not necessarily into production, you're going to enjoy these videos, because this is who I am. And I think at the end of the day, you have to be authentic to who you are, right? I am a musician. I am a music producer. I don't produce world-renowned artists, but I'm in the indie community. And what I do it effectively, and I take very seriously this art form. So what am I saying? I'm merging now the tech side with the music side. You can't have one without the other. If you want to do music, you got to be in tech. You got to have some sense of how things work. And maybe in another video, I'll be able to show you my studio. And it's funny because on some of my lives, people would just they would come on the live, they would see the studio in the background. I'm sitting up here talking about tech, but they want me to play a song, or they're like, well, can you hear my music or listen to my music? So I feel like now is the time for me to really dive into that, right? I've got the space. You can see this is where I am. This is what I do. The tech portion of me will never go away. So those of you who have subscribed, you're always going to get Apple videos. You're going to get the latest updates when I can give those to you. But I have to be true to myself. I'm not just an Apple channel, even though this is Apple based. This channel is really about what I can offer you. And if you're in the space of producing music, if you're in the space of wanting to create, be a creator in any type of way, you've got to have the correct gear in order to get the correct, or to generate or create a great product. And it's just is what it is. So this is my journey. And I've added over the years, even when I started this journey as a YouTube content creator, I've added to my studio computers, keyboards, musical instruments, mics, the whole nine. And I just want to admonish you guys to join me on this journey as I continue forward. This is going to be something that's going to be fun. It's going to be innovative. We're going to talk. We'll probably get back into lives. I know I've got my community there that's waiting for me. And those who are new and just joining, if you see a video, click on it, because we're just going to be hanging out. I want you to just lock in with us, and you'll see a lot more videos that I will have to. I'll have no choice. Like, this is what I do. I enjoy it. And if you by any chance have any comments, questions, here's the thing. Here's the number one thing I really want to drive home on this. If you'd like for me to talk about a topic, I want you to put it in the comments, like right now. While the video is running, I want you to put in the comments what you would like for me to talk about, whether it be AI, whether it be the next Mac computer, if it's how to whatever, a how-to video. How do I set up my studio? What equipment should I purchase? Write it in the comments and let me know. And I promise you, I will answer that in video form, and you'll get what you need. So, this is just what I offer. There's a huge community of YouTubers out there, guys that I look up to, guys and gals, right? They're just amazing people. I can be me, and I think being who I am represents a certain portion of this community that I have my tribe as well. And I'm proud to have you guys along in this journey. And I don't need to say the word journey anymore, but you know what I mean. So this is my introduction to those who don't know me. This is sort of my reintroduction to you who have been there. I've had grandmas, I've had aunts, I've had little kids, we've had lives where we've had like serious discussions, right? Because not everything is about tech. Not everything is about music. Sometimes people just have questions about life and they want to get into the things. I'm not necessarily getting into like politics or anything like that. If it comes up and we can have a good discussion about it, then maybe. But for the most part, I'm sticking with the tech. I'm sticking with the production. I'm sticking with the Apple, all things Apple, mostly all things Apple, because that's what I know. And by the way, don't judge me just because I like Apple products. I like Apple products for a reason, right? There's a reason why I use what I use, right? Just the same way why you have the phone that you have, or you have the piece of equipment that you use. So join me again, and we'll look to see you in the very near future. Thanks so much. This is Brett with Anvill Music and Media. I'll talk to you soon.